Hi, Fran Torsen here. All right, I'm creating a tutorial for the massive real estate video library. Here you are. You have hundreds and hundreds of video animations, videos, over 800 musical clips, sound effects, and all kinds of things. And you're saying, okay, how can I use this? And how can I make this work for me? So let's take this one niche at a time. Let's work with the military niche today. All right, let's work with the military niche and find out how we can use our military assets on our Facebook pages and how we can target those videos and reach the right people, right? If you have a Facebook page, chances are it's quiet in the neighborhood, right? Chances are you don't have a whole lot of engagement and there aren't a whole lot of people looking, because that's just the way it is on most real estate business pages on Facebook. One of the ways you can get more engagement and get more people looking at it is by putting up better content and more video content. And right now you have enough video in your arsenal, in your massive real estate video library, to engage for a year. So let's look at the military part of that and get granular with that, and then we'll talk about the rest later. So you've got a page, and again, the more engagement you have on your page, the more reach you're going to get, because Facebook knows when people are liking your videos. They know when they're watching them. They know how much of your videos they watch. They know if they're commenting. And Facebook will reward you with a larger reach, more exposure, if you have more engagement. So the more engagement you have, the more you'll get. Today we're talking about organic reach. We're not talking about paid ads. That's a whole other discussion. But we can use some of the principles and some of the research that we do with our ads to get a better reach organically. So let's take a look at our page here. I'm going to use this as an example page. I have a military relocation headquarters page. All right. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upload our video. All right. I'm going to add a video to the post. Pick out a video from your, from your dashboard. I'm going to pick an Air Force video. All right, now the Air Force video is uploading, and here's what I need to work with. All right, this is the information I need to do. I need to give it a title. All right, we'd love to help airmen buy and sell homes. We're going to cross-post this to our other pages, and I might say something up here. But we'll do that in a little bit. All right, this is the part we really want to concentrate on, and these are the video tags, and this is what I want to show you. All right, what Facebook says is the tags help make the video more discoverable. They aren't displayed to the public, so nobody in the public will ever see what you put here, but Facebook knows, and Facebook knows who to deliver your video to. Tags are not something you create. Tags are created by Facebook as the indicators of what people are looking for. So let's say I just wanted to put in Air Force. Is Air Force an actual tag? Yes, it is. United States Air Force is a tag. And I'll put it here for now, but I'm going to show you a little bit more about that in a little bit. All right, I'm going to go on the back end. So this is, again, it's uploading, and then we do a whole bunch of stuff here. This is a demo video. You have this video in your dashboard, and you may or may not have customized it. You don't have to customize it. It's a good idea to do a little bumper on the end with a call to action. But I'm just going to put this up raw the way it is. Now, how do we find the best video tags to reach airmen? Well, let's think about that a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my Facebook Business Manager. If you have a Facebook ad account, you may have access to the Business Manager. I'm not sure, how many tools. If you just have a basic ad account, You can set up a Facebook business account for free, business.facebook.com, and you get some more tools than you would have otherwise. So it doesn't cost anything to set it up, but those are the tools I'm going to be using. As far as I know, you can still only use a power editor if you have a Facebook business account, and that's what I use. So again, business.facebook.com, set that up, and then go over there. So we're going to head over there now, and I'm at the page here now for my business account, and you'll see at the top left there's a business manager, and that takes you to the tools you have. In fact, there are lots and lots of tools. But what I'm going to use is the Audience Insights tool. And this is the tool where you can do your research and find the best tags for your audience. So we're going to have everyone on Facebook. And as you can see here, we've got lots and lots of people. Now, if let me pick a city where we have an Air Force base, and I know Tucson, Arizona. All right, Tucson, Arizona is the home of Davis Monthan. So let's just start to work with those interests. Now, we already know that Air Force is a big interest. I'm not going to do that yet, but I want to do something different because Davis Monthan is the name of the Air Force base, right? And what do we have there? Okay, we have an interest, Davis Monthan, and we have 25 to 30,000 people who are active, in that target audience of Davis Monthan Air Force Base. And that is across the United States. If I want to zero that down, right, get and find the people who are interested in Davis Monthan, that brings us down to $8,000 to $9,000 in a monthly audience. Pretty cool, right? That's a very, very targeted audience. Now, some people may want to stick with a very targeted reach, and some, and again, the location is something that's built into your Facebook page. So if you are going to be targeting Davis Monthan, this is likely to be the number of people that Facebook would recognize as people with an affinity to the video you're about to share because you've tagged it for Davis Monthan. So let's assume we're in Tucson. Let's assume we're looking at Davis, and let's add that Air Force, right? That Air Force tag also, and see what happens then. Wow, that's even a lot more, isn't it? That's 30 to 35,000, and now our number is increasing. So, and that's really, really good, because if you build up a bit of a larger audience, Facebook has some more stuff to work with. So now we've got 30 to 35,000 monthly active people, and let's take a look at some stuff about these people. All right, their household. All right, we have most people are making $50,000, to $100,000 a year in these households. And that's important to know, isn't it? Because we have to know what types of properties we're going to be showing people. And a lot of that buying power is going to be tied to their income. This is interesting. 67% of the people in this group are already homeowners. That means they're already listing leads. And when you go over to the ad side of it, and again, I don't want to get too off track too much, but you can target your ads to homeowners, and you can target another set of ads to renters. But again, I'm going to do a whole special series on ads. And for today, I'm just working on tags for our videos. But again, it's good to know who your audience is, because when you're building a message, it's nice to know a little bit more about them. All right? Their activity. You can see how often they do things. They click on ads a lot. That's good to know. They like posts. So you can just see a lot of information here. The location is Tucson. We're looking at Tucson here. And you can see some other things too. You can see what kind of pages they like. So that's pretty cool, right? All right, but let's take it a little bit deeper. Let's go in and let's see a little bit more. Let's find some more people with that same affinity, and how we can do that. Okay, first thing I'm going to do for the affinity is I want to take a look at a broader audience. So I'm going to just remove the Tucson so that I can see a little bit more about the nature of our viewers across the country, and a little bit more about their likes and their dislikes. And I can see their households. Let's see how this compares to our Tucson group. So we can see 68% of the people are homeowners in this group versus the 67 in the other sample. So we're very, very close. But now what I want to look at is this. Let me show you here. I want to look at some other shared interests that these people have. Now we have an audience of 9 to 10 million, and we have a little bit more to look at, and we can see what some of the top categories of interest are to these folks, right? We can see that they support the Purple Heart Foundation. We see that, different government organizations, they're inclined to take a look at, that they like the military luggage company, right? Outdoor sporting goods at Camelback Tactical, Bank Financial, Veterans First. So we see some interesting commonalities. And we'll work with this first. So some of these commonalities may be interests, right? The Purple Heart Foundation, there is that's a bona fide interest, right? Veterans Advantage. Okay, the better benefits. You have all this great stuff here, right? Veterans Advantage, and so we're not building up a whole lot beyond the 10 million, but we're building a list of interests that are common. And when we go back to our Facebook page, right, we're going to have 8 opportunities here to fill in tags. We can fill in 8 tags. And if we can fill in 8 tags that are common, and very, very strong interests of our core sample, we're going to have a really, really neat chance of reaching those folks. So let's go back to our audience here, and let's look under the page likes. Now, the best way to take a look at these, and this is about what pages people like, the relevance, the audience size. The important thing to look at here is the affinity in terms of our research. Now, how likely is your audience to like a given page compared to everyone on Facebook? And what we want here is we want affinities of higher than 10 for the most part. So while these are pretty cool, they could be higher. And so I see the Purple Heart Foundation, that's our Veterans Advantage, but I'm not going to use anything else there because my rule of thumb is 10. So I'm going to stay over here for a bit. It appears that education gun vote, right? Is that an actual interest? It doesn't look like it is. Not everything you see will be not everything you see here will be an interest and will show up. And that is usually because the page or the interest isn't big enough, or there's not enough engagement around that particular topic. How about Secure America Now? Yep, that looks like one, right? All right. We're up to 15 million now. Let's try a couple more that are strictly Air Force. How about USAF? Basic military training, right? There's one. All right. How about USAF? United States Air. Can't always read these. It's interesting, right? But I know that in another study I did, that USAF civil engineering came up very, very high. Now you'll see here, we're up to 15 million here, and this is changing a little bit, isn't it? So it looks like there is a blogger, Laura Hunter, She's not big enough for an interest. All right. How about Fed Up Americans? Let's see. That also does not look like an interest. All right, look, we've got some security forces here. A marathon. So we've got a bunch of stuff, right? We've got a bunch of stuff. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these interests and I'm going to copy them into a notepad. Oh, here's a notepad I started to put together for you. And this is a list of birthday videos for each branch of the service, and I'll post that underneath the video for you, because when you're creating your planning calendar for 2017, you may want to plan a little celebration in June for the Army, another birthday party in August for the Coast Guard, September for the Air Force, October for the Navy, and November for the United States Marine Corps. Not that you just have to do a standalone video. You might want to do a whole promotion around it, but I'll put that date. So here we are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got a bunch of these here, of these interests. So let's go back to our video over here and start to insert these things. Let me go. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Let me just take a quick peek and see now. We have a very, very large group here, but again, let's say I'm a realtor in Tucson and I just want to see what my potential audience is. Okay, so using these particular interests, I'm up to 35 to 40,000 people, which is a really nice core sample. And these are also people who like to watch KGUN and Tucson News Now. And look at the affinity score on those two. 174 and 151. I think I'm even going to see if if those are even interests. KGUN. Yeah, okay, TV. And how about Tucson News? Tucson News Now, yep. All right, the affinity scores are absolutely wild. Look at this. Whoa, affinity scores. Look at these affinity scores over here. I'll tell you what, when I get to my ad targeting and we talk about layering, oh my God, look at these affinity scores over here. I can do a number with that. Hold on, holy mackerel. Anyway, for now, for now, I'm just gonna stay with this, right? All right, so here are our interests. Now let's go back to our video and start inserting them. So Purple Heart Foundation, right? We're going to do that. Okay, there's an interest. I am going to do the Davis Monthan, right? Davis Monthan Air Force Base. I know the USAF civil engineering is a good one, so I know that from experience. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to do the Veterans Advantage. See if that comes up. Yeah. Look at all this other stuff that's interesting to look at too. All right. I might do the Veterans Benefits too. And let's see, I think what I might do is the Tucson News. Tucson News Now. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 7, and I need one more. How about the United States Air Force? Security Forces. All right. I have the maximum number of tags. So all that's left is for me to fill in the status, pick a thumbnail. You can pick one from the actual video or insert your own and see another demo about, see another video about that. I might pick this one, get VA no down payment financing. And I'm just going to put a quick thing here and just publish that. So that is how we target military folks in our area. You can do the same thing. Find out where your local bases are. Whether you have a naval base or a Army base, or if you live near a Coast Guard facility, the same rules apply. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, or send me an email.